Hello, welcome back to Bloodhaus, the show where we talk about art house horror movies. I'm Joshua Conkel.
And I'm Sue. And remember that we are one host.
Yes, we switch places every 7 days. What a crazy movie. Like, you and I are so different. I feel like that would be a real nightmare.
It would make our recording schedule really tough because then one of us would have
Yeah.
to do one half of it and the other and then we had to go home and do the other half a week
That's
later.
the end of Bloodhaus. Yeah. How are you? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm a little sleepy. I've been doing it a little too hard on the Halloween activities at the beginning of the month. I have to remember that it is a marathon, not a sprint. So I had some plans today. I kind of nixed them, and because I wasn't feeling well, and I took a nap, and I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. But I am just a little sleepy, so I'm being a little behind the ball at the beginning of this episode. But I promise, just the presence of being around you and talking about exciting movies, I'll be back very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this always happens because I spend all of September starting to get into the Halloween vibe and starting to do. There's a lot of activities to do in Los Angeles this time of year.
And of course,
and
people start inviting you
and
people start inviting you to screenings for October and September and even August and stuff like that. And you're like, of course, because you're not thinking of that. This year, I was smart and just said no to a shit ton of stuff because I was like, I can't handle it right now. Like I was telling you earlier, like invite me to a pumpkin patch. That's what I have the energy for, is like walk around a peaceful pumpkin patch. But I can't be going to like a ton of like crazy screenings or parties or anything this year. I just don't have that in me.
Usually, most years I'm able to get by with my standard amount of like, let's go to a pumpkin patch. Let's have a like pumpkin carving thing at your house. Let's have we're all gonna go over to so and so's house to watch this movie, or I'm gonna have people up to my house, and we're just gonna like go to like a handful of screenings with friends, and that's like enough, and that's like fun. That's a lot. This year, I'm doing BeyondFest again. I haven't done BeyondFest since pre-COVID. And I'm also doing a few amusement parks, like haunted, and like we're going to be doing Universal Horror Nights later in the month, and we're going to be doing Not Scary Farm later in the month. And so like already doing this much Beyond Fest has had me like like, so I'm kind of slowing things down,
Great,
figuring things out, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Thankfully, the upshot of it is like my like movie watching diet is like higher than it has been all year. I've been like, my influx of great stuff in front of my eyeballs has been incredible.
Well, you always watch a lot of movies. I'm excited to hear what's good.
Well, I'll just get Beyond Fest specific. Beyond Fest is incredible. It happens in LA. It is a bitch to get tickets to. So It is always like the day before it comes out, everyone's like ready and has all their browsers set. And so it's always like, what did you get tickets to? That's what you're going to be seeing for the next month. And we were lucky enough to get tickets to everything we wanted to see. And this past week, we got to see two very exciting films. One that's an older movie that's being re-released, and a brand new film from a director that I love. And both filmmakers were there. And we got to see Tarsem's The Fall over at the Egyptian Theater, and its big new restoration thanks to Mubi. And Tarsem came out and talked before and after the film. I haven't seen that movie since maybe high school, on like a shitty DVD that I rented from my library. And I remember being like, oh yeah, it's super pretty, and it's got this kind of like darker Terry Gilliam, kind of like Baron Munchausen like perspective to it. Okay, that's fun. And Lee Pace is sexy. Understood.
Yeah.
And it's one of Ivory's favorite movies, and so it was so we very much were going to go to that. And we took a friend who had never seen it before, and seeing it on the gigantic screen at the Egyptian. Also, it's like so nice to be back there after it's like finally reopened again. It's like my favorite theater in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller now. It fits less people, and there's not a balcony anymore, but it's still incredible. Anyway, holy fucking shit, that movie's beautiful and incredible, and it moved me emotionally in a way that it did not the first time. It was truly like seeing a new movie. It's really, really, really incredible. And Lee Pace's performance in it is maybe his best ever. It was like his second movie. It's very, very good. And then finding out that it took like almost 20 years to make, and it was entirely like self-financed by Tarsem. And shot in like almost every continent.
I need to re-see that. I've only seen it once, and I guess it was probably the early 2010s because it happened. I watched it I was living at a loft in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and it was Thanksgiving, so I was making a turkey and I was about to have a bunch of people over, and my best friend Megan was like, let's watch this movie while you cook a turkey. And so that's what we did. And I remember it's her favorite movie. I didn't really like it at the time, but I know that people love it so much, and maybe I was just distracted by trying to make a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm due for a rewatch.
It's very, I'll say immersive in terms of its storytelling. So if you're like bopping in and out, you're probably gonna miss some things. And it's also, it very much has like child storytelling logic because the movie didn't have a script going into production. It had like a 20-page like outline, like vaguely. And then when they cast the child actor that the story is being told to in the movie, they shot all of her scenes first, and she naturally was like kind of like changing the story as Lee Pace told it to her, based on just the way that like kids like misinterpret information that's told to them. And so they just rolled with that and started, because like the whole point is that he's like changing the story to appease her, to kind of like convince her to do something for him. And so the like later part of the movie, the more fantastical part that they shot after, takes on that quality of like one character will be played by one actor until a certain point, and then all of a sudden it'll be played by a different actor because the kid's like, why is he him? No, he should be him. It's like, it's really, really incredible, and her performance in it is amazing. And she was like 6. Just wild, and English wasn't her first language. She was like learning English like right before they made the movie. It was really, really, really moving. Like Tarsem stayed for like 2 hours doing a Q&A and telling stories, and I usually fucking hate Q&As, and it was one of the best ones I've ever been to. It was really, really, really incredible. And afterwards we left, and then the folks at Arrow Video had a little booth out front, so we were hanging around talking to them, and we got some movies. And then they literally were like closing down the Egyptian, and we're like, you guys need to leave. And so we like walked out and like walked onto the streets of Hollywood to go find our car. And like Tarsem was just like standing on the corner waiting to go. And we were like, hey, and he turned around and was like, did you guys enjoy the movie? And we were like, yeah, we loved it. And he came over and like hugged me and Ivory like at once, and like stayed chatting to us for another like 15-20 minutes.
That's so special.
He's really, really just a very kind and delightful person. And The Fall is truly like his one big movie. Like The Cell is very good. He's got a new film that he's it's like he's shopping around, but The Fall is fucking incredible. Mubi is putting it back out in theaters this month. I think the 15th of October. It's going into theaters nationwide. If you've only ever seen it while making a turkey, you can probably go to your local Lemley or AMC or what have you. Maybe IFC Center. I don't know. I don't know. I don't work for Mubi.
God bless Mubi, though. They're doing the Lord's work right now. We'll talk about them more later, but
they really are.
That's such a special experience. It's always nice when you're a fan of something that is like underloved or underseen, and you get to see it with a big audience for the first time. I got to have that experience with a screening of Jennifer's Body, which I think was at the Egyptian years ago, and it was just an audience full of people who love Jennifer's Body, and Megan Fox was there, and Karin Kusama was there. It's just very special, very warm. It's always such a nice thing.
It's so nice to be able to experience, cult films with the cult film audience,
with the
and
cult,
also
yeah.
and with the filmmaker, so that the filmmaker who like their only experience with the movie was it came out 20 years ago and we got like killed by critics and
Yeah,
the
I went
box
to
office didn't
director's
do well.
jail.
Like he made Mirror Mirror after that and some Lady Gaga music videos. Like he kind of like he went
Yeah.
bankrupt like after making that movie. Talk about director jail. Um, someone else is going to director jail this weekend, and it makes me very happy. Unrelated. So that was a lovely BeyondFest experience, and then last night we went out to the Aero Theater in Santa Monica for another incredible director that I love, Winnipeg's own Guy Maddin, and then also Evan and Galen Johnson, with his new movie Rumours.
I can't wait to see that.
With Kate Blanchett.
The trailer is so good.
And Charles Dance. I did not know what to expect from it because after seeing the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, Guy Maddin is shooting like in like contemporary digital. Like it looks like a normal movie."
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
To a degree, it doesn't look like something from the 10s that he found in like a storage locker and is about to like fall apart. Weird. There's no like silent movie card intertitles in it. What are we doing? It's really fucking fun. It is one of the most fun times I've had in a new release movie, other than the thing we're about to talk about this year in the movie theaters. It's so fucking smart. It's so outrageously funny. And even though it does visually start out very like quote unquote normal, during the Q&A afterwards, Galen Johnson said that he said we're experimenting with being in focus for this movie. Which paid off. The beginning portion looks like an average movie, and then like 20 minutes in, it starts looking like a Mario Baffa movie for the rest of it, and it gets crazy. There is a giant brain. There's like muck zombies. It's
great.
It's so funny. It's got one of the funniest post-coital scenes of any movie ever. It has one of the best uses of Enya in a movie I've ever seen. It's the performances are so funny. The dialogue is so funny. Irene and I have been quoting it back to each other for the past day. She's only seen like one or two Guy Maddin films, and this like shot to the top of her favorites of the year. It doesn't really feel like a Guy Maddin movie in the way that like Brand Up on the Brain and My Winnipeg do. It's not like a sleepy, recollected dream told to you by an amnesiac. It's like a
Super
movie.
8 film.
Right. And so like it eschews a lot of the stuff that I deeply love about his filmography, but it's doing something new. They very much are experimenting. And like it's a big name cast, and it's like just down the line very, 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 very funny. It's a parody of the G7 summit, and it opens with kind of like a text crawl about what the G7 summit is, and then it says, "We would like to thank the members of the G7 for their support and information gathering during the making of this film." It's so good. It is truly the like Mel Brooks Monty Python kind of like funny, smart comedy movie that we haven't gotten in like 30 or 40 years. It's really good.
Wait. God, the trailer is so good.
The audience was just eating it up with a spoon.
I bet.
It was music cues were getting laughs. Like it was lovely. There's an IKEA diagram at one point near the end that had me cackling louder than anyone in the theater. It's so good. That's being put up by Bleecker Street. I don't know what the release schedule for that looks like. Hopefully it will be out soon. It is very much a horror movie. It's very much a genre movie. But it's very, very, very funny, and it's very surreal, and it's far and away his most accessible movie. So if you've heard me talk about him a bunch on here, and you're like, but I don't know about Archangel and stuff like that, I feel you. I understand. definitely go see Rumours. The Rumours is the like absolutely the Guy Maddin movie you can see at an AMC and it'll be normal and fine.
Yeah, it's your starter film.
Yeah, it's he's not really had a gateway movie until now.
Yeah.
And he's needed it. I think people are gonna love it. There's so many moments in this that I just could feel in my bones are gonna be all over Twitter within 6 months.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
I'm excited to see that.
If you like something like I Think You Should Leave or like any of that kind of like contemporary kind of mean-spirited comedy, it's almost like if an episode of Veep was written by Terry Southern and directed by Mario Bava.
You're speaking my language. That is my favorite comedy show of all time.
You're going to love it. There's a point at which Cate Blanchett says seductively to someone who is writing a suicide note, maybe you should mention the private sector. It's very good. You'll like it a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, I watched something that you're going to be shocked that I haven't seen this if you know about this movie, because listeners know that my first love is horror. My second love is juvenile delinquent films, especially from the late 70s, early 80s. And there's a movie that I've known about since I was maybe 12 or 13, but it used to be really hard to find. I have the soundtrack on vinyl. I've known about it my whole life practically, and I kind of forgot about it. And then randomly, I was recommended a video on YouTube that was so-and-so reacts to my favorite song of all time, which is Ceremony by New Order. And the man was German, and he was like, oh, it reminds me of this movie from the 80s in Germany called Wer Kinder von Bahnhof Zoo. And I was like, oh yeah, what is that? And so I Googled it and I was like, oh, in America, we call it Christiane F. And that's the title that I knew.
I can't believe you hadn't seen Christiane F.
Oh my God. It blew my mind. It's only available on YouTube, but it is a good rip with English subtitles. And it's so beautiful and so sad. And listener, if you don't know, it's a movie from 1981. It's the true story of a 14-year-old heroin addict and sex worker in Berlin in the 70s. The entire soundtrack is David Bowie. He even did the score. He's in the movie. They go to a David Bowie concert, weirdly. It's so beautiful. That kid is such a good actor. It's a little bit weird. She's like 13 years old, actually, the actor, and she's like nude and she has sex scenes and she's shooting up. And so if you're very sensitive to that sort of thing, this is maybe a rough movie for you. And a lot of 13-year-olds are having overdoses and stuff like that because that's what happened in real life. So it's a bit like Kids from the 90s. It's kind of like that level of difficulty and controversy. But I loved it. I thought it was so beautifully filmed. I thought the acting was extraordinary. It's so inspiring to me. Like, it made me just like want to write a juvenile delinquent film. And it also is so chic, not on purpose, but it's like, you know, it was a huge movie when it came out in Europe, and people were concerned that, you know, young women wanted to be Christiane, and you can see why. She looks like a model. She has like gorgeous, greasy, straight hair. She's wearing sort of like early 2000s Brooklyn hipster girl chic, like, you know, tight black jeans with high heels, with a silk bomber jacket.
There's a lot of sequences of them like hanging around bus station bathrooms, like servicing Johns and shooting up, like her boyfriend and her friends, and you're just like, you're very much like heartbroken for them, but you're also like, this is a life.
Like, it's a vibe. It's it's got a little bit of like Train Spotting energy to. It's not ever funny like Train Spotting is. It's only sad the whole way, but it has that kind of aesthetic, and
it's like Train Spotting in Angel if they had the tone of an after school special.
Yeah.
Like an after school special about AIDS made in like 1987. Like a very fucking serious.
It's very serious.
Or maybe just the tone of Philadelphia. Very like of like there's a neon sign hanging over the movie being like, this is important, shut up and pay attention. It's bleak.
It's really bleak.
It has a happy ending. I will say
relatively. Yeah,
it has a relatively happy ending.
The real Christiane did not have a happy ending. Well, she's still alive, which is a miracle. No one else in the movie is still alive, but she is like 60 years old and still a junkie. So,
oh Jesus!
But she's alive, you know.
Well.
The other thing I'll say about it is that's really cool and worth watching is I've never been to Berlin, so I hadn't seen this side of the city before on film, which is all of the brutalist like apartment towers. Like the architecture that you see here is really cool. I mean, I thought of like Possession, but that's on the other side of the city where it's all the old architecture which is also beautiful. But I had never seen this like communist chic brutalist architecture before.
Have you seen the Wim Wenders movie Wings of Desire from 87?
Yes, and that's exactly what Joel said when I brought that up. He's like, we watched Wings of Desire, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I forgot about that.
Wings of Desire is a lot of like peeking into the lives of people in those little brutalist apartments for a bit of it that I always think about when I think about those brutalist German apartments at that time. Because usually the German movies that I'm watching from that era are like Fassbinder, and it's like chic rich gays living over here, and you're like, of course you are.
Yeah.
Or like it's set in the 40s. Yeah. I fucking love Christiane F so much. I saw it a few years ago at the New Beverly. They did it as their New Year's Eve show. As a double feature with the German, also teenage delinquent kind of horror movie Der Faun.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Do you know that movie?
No.
It's about a like teenage girl who's obsessed with a pop singer.
Oh, The Fan.
David Bowie abs. Yeah, The Fan.
The Fan.
There's so many other movies called The Fan that this one's called Der Faun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know how that movie ends? Yeah. So that was the start movie, and the Christiane F was the B movie, and it was like before they were about to close the New Beverly down for a year for renovations, and so they were like, "This is our bummer New Year's double feature because we're not going to be open at all next year. Here's your bummer, guys." But literally, they were fucking bummers, and I cried through both movies. And it got out at midnight, but
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Go shoot up, you freaks. But it was very inspiring to me. That was I think it was 2017 going into 2018, and it was at that show that I decided I wanted to quit my job and start trying to make movie posters, and that's when I started doing like self-initiated pieces on my Instagram every day for the next day, like for all of 2018. So that movie kicked my ass into gear.
That's so special.
Love Christiane F. I really hope it gets like a fancy release soon. I knew about it since I was in high school because my stepfather was very, 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 very into David Bowie. And so he had a huge Bowie record collection that he like loaned me when I went off to college. And one of them was the soundtrack to Christiane F. And I kept like 2 or 3 of the records. I kept Ziggy Stardust, and I kept Let's Dance, and I kept a few other like big ones, and I kept the Christiane F one because it's basically like all of Bowie's hits sung in German. Because it's in that era that he was living in Berlin, and I was obsessed with him when I was in college, and I was like, I should see this movie. And when I finally did, it was like, fuck me.
Yeah, it's a really upsetting movie, but the use of heroes in that movie is just my God. That sequence is really beautiful. But I loved it. And apparently there's a mini series of it from 2021, like a 6-episode prestige drama version of it.
Oh my God.
Now. Yeah. Called We Children of Bahnhof Zoo, which is the English translation of the original German title. Because Bahnhof Zoo is a metro station.
Yeah.
So yeah, Christiane F.
It's a fun one. If you're tired of laughing at Rumours, if you thought Rumours was too funny and you need to come down, put on Christiane F.
Well, this is a bad segue, but let's do it anyway. Let's talk about something that is funny and fun. This is a brand new movie that we both saw in the theaters. I'm sure many of our listeners did too. From this year, 2024, directed by Coralie Farge. It is The Substance.
People always ask for something new. It's inevitable. At 50, well, it stops.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect. One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself. This is The Substance.
Yay!
Wow.
Woo, woo, woo. Could not love this movie more.
It's an 11 out of 10 across the board.
Yeah.
We saw it opening day and lost our goddamn minds. And obviously you weren't recording with us at the time. And so I was just waiting for you to come back to talk to you about it. And the first thing that you said when you came back was, "Can we talk about The Substance?" And I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. It shot right to the top of the list. Like normally we don't rush to talk about new movies, which we maybe should, because probably more people would listen to the podcast, but that's like not a thing that we apparently care about. But I just love this movie so much. I feel passionately about it. I saw it with my best friend, Michael, who, is a horror writer, but we have rather different taste in horror movies. His taste runs more towards slashers and more towards teen movies and like more commercial films. And so it's somewhat rare that we both love a movie the equal amount when we see it. But we walked out of this, like, both of us super giddy, so happy. Both of us rated as like our number one horror movie of the year so far. I could not have loved it more.
I think it's my number one movie of the year so far. Something that I can't say has been the number one movie of the year for me all year because I saw it last year. And somehow The Substance has taken it over. The Substance is number one. The Substance is one. I'm blown away. I'm gobsmacked.
Me too. So I'll just do like a quick synopsis just in case anyone hasn't watched it yet. So Demi Moore plays Elizabeth Sparkle, who is a former Oscar winner and longtime aerobics TV show hostess. On her 50th birthday, she is fired by her boss, Harvey, played brilliantly by Dennis Quaid, who tells her that he'll no longer be needing her services because now that she's 50, she's too old. She leaves distraught and has a near fatal car accident, has to get plastic surgery. And while she's in surgery, Twinkie.
Well, no, she doesn't have to get after her car accident. She's told that she's fine.
Oh, she's at the doctor. She's at the doctor's
office.
She's
just at the doctor's office. She's totally fine at the car accident.
Yeah. So a Twinkie snacky little doctor's assistant hands her a drive and says, "This changed my life." She goes home, puts it in. It's for The Substance, of course, which is a radical new beauty regimen. She checks out The Substance, and basically what it is that The Substance will create a younger, hotter version of her out of her own body for 7 days. And through a process, which I'm sure we'll talk about, a horrific body horror process, they switch places back and forth. So every 7 days, the younger one gets to go out for 7 days and then has to come back and let out Demi Moore. And the younger one is, of course, is played by Margaret Qualley. Is that right? I feel like I'm not getting names right now.
Yeah.
Margaret is, of course, played by Margaret Qualley, who's also fabulous. That's the synopsis, right? And then it gets from being weird and, fucked up and hilarious. And
it pulls the Gremlins trick of setting up like really loud, strict rules. You here's your activator. It's a little like reanimator green vial. It's single use. You throw it out after you're done. You only use the activator one time. That releases the new you, and then as the new you, your matrix, your prior self, has to be subsided on a like food supply for 7 days, while you, the new you, have to be injecting yourself with stabilizer fluid from the spinal cord of the other body.
Yeah.
And then once the 7 days are up, you respect the balance and you switch back to your other body, and you go back and forth and you live these two lives. And of course, with any kind of movie that sets up rules, you know all of them are going to be broken.
Of course, yeah.
And you know
Seems
that there
easy,
are
right?
increasing consequences for every rule that is broken, and that's why the rules are there in the first place.
Yeah.
It is so fucking smart. It is so fucking funny. It is so fucking goopy and scary and squirm-inducing, and then outrageously over the top. And yet, through the middle of it is such an incredible emotional through line that Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley give it, and that the movie gives it, that is outright heartbreaking. And this movie pulls off the miracle that so few movies can do. The only one I can think of is, off the top of my head right now, is Valley of the Dolls, but that's less so intentionally. That will have you laughing one moment and crying the next. This movie has like the pace and editing of like an Edgar Wright movie or like a fashion ad.
Well, yes, but it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it certainly doesn't feel like it. It flies by. I mean,
it flies by.
You could have told me this was 90 minutes, and I'd believe you.
I didn't know how long it was when I first saw it, and we went to go see it, and we walked out, and I was dazed, and I was like, wow, oh my god, such a short movie. That was like 80 minutes. That was incredible. And I checked my phone, and it was like 11 at night, and I was like, what?
Yeah. This has like 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, so people are loving it everywhere. I did see a couple of negative reviews on Letterboxd from people that I follow or followers of followers that didn't like it. And the thing that comes up over and over again is that the film is shallow. And I guess I kind of agree with that. I just don't think that that's bad. And I don't think that shallow necessarily means... I'm going to read you this review by... this is from Alyssa Wilkinson from the New York Times. This is a positive review, and this is how I feel. In the end, that's what the substance does best. Not just remind us that the absurd standards for female beauty and the destructive power of celebrity, but turn the mirror back on us. The sharpest critique isn't about bodies, but about the way we've trained ourselves to look at those bodies and the effect that it has on our own. The movie is, appropriately enough, a mirror, and our discomfort reveals our own hidden biases and fears about ourselves. Being older, being famous, being seen, being loved, being usurped by someone younger and hotter, it's all here. Nothing like a mirror to remind you what lurks beneath. And I thought that was so spot on the money, because I was like, it is shallow, but it's, mirrors are shallow. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost archetypical, like the tarot or something. Like it's kind of shallow by design because it allows you to imprint on it.
Yeah. I've seen a handful for the most part. I like 90% of people are loving this more than they ever could have imagined. And like the 10% of people that are disliking are strongly disliking it. And the main thing that they're saying is that the movie's repetitive and that it has very little to say that hasn't been said before, and that and to your point, that it's shallow. I disagree. And I think those people might be expecting a like Barbie monologue at the end.
Those people have like rotten TikTok brains. Like, people's brains are just rotten.
I mean, it reminds me of, when I was in college, I studied a lot of Marshall McLuhan, like the media is the message, the medium is the message and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the way ideas are packaged and presented is as impactful, if not more so, than the ideas themselves. Mm-hmm. So yes, like the beauty industry is corrupt. The way that we talk about and photograph women's bodies is like deeply corrupt and like harmful. The way that the like surgical and beauty industry works is outrageously harmful. However, the way that this movie is presented both makes you think about these things without yelling them at you.
Yeah, it's not a sanctimonious movie in any way, shape, or form.
It never like lays out like it's like treatise on any of these things. It just lays out the ideas and it lays out these images and like you have to deal with them. And it like in the same way that review is talking about the movie being a mirror, I don't know anyone who has left this movie and not thought of themselves while watching it.
Yeah.
And I also think that, I don't know, I think the power of this movie is the way in which it allows you to like kind of like Demi Moore stepping into the skin of Margaret Qualley, to step into the skin of this character and like really feel, it makes you feel dysphoric watching the movie, whether you're in that kind of body or not. The scene of Demi Moore getting ready for a date,
so sad.
and constantly refixing her presentation at reminders of Margaret Qualley's body on billboards and all around her is so heartbreaking. And a worse filmmaker kind of would have done that for humor or like horror, and it wouldn't have worked. But it's still within the language of the whole movie, so it doesn't feel like an outlier. However, it is entirely an emotionally built sequence that is devastating.
Yeah. I bet, I did think of like trans folks watching this and how they might imprint on it. I imprinted on it as just a person who's aging and has like weird body issues, like it's really frightening to age actually under the best of circumstances. And you do notice that people treat you differently when you start to get older. I mean, all of that stuff is very real, and she's beautiful. She's like literally a movie star. So I think heterosexual men could imprint on this movie because it's all about how you see other people's bodies, how you look at other people's bodies affects your body. And you know what I mean? Like, it's so smart in that way. I really loved it.
The other thing I was thinking about the whole time watching it, I think the second time around, is that Elizabeth Sparkle as a character is 50 years old. The like only major time markers in this movie, other than the vague 7 days on and off, are her birthday at the beginning of the movie and New Year's at the end of the movie, which are very much like, oh, new year, new you, like rejuvenation. But it's also like, from an aging perspective, like, oh, fuck, another birthday, another year. Like,
yeah, that's so smart. I didn't think about that.
But Demi Moore is 61.
61. She looks
playing
so
50.
Incredible. And of
she
course,
looks fucking incredible.
Very rich woman who was always beautiful, and she has access to the substance if she wants it. She's Demi Moore. She's a movie star. She looks incredible, though. It has to be said. I still think she's being very brave in this movie. She is a 60-year-old woman who's naked for large swaths of the movies.
And there's an entire sequence in this movie where she stands in a bathroom. Also, like, thematically, bathrooms are so fucking important in this movie. I can't even begin to stress, as like a space of privacy that is then like corrupted. And that because of the existence of mirrors and others, and like, anyway, where like Demi Moore, before injecting herself with the substance, is looking at her body in the mirror, and Coralie Farge shoots her body in a way that is emotionally driven by the idea of self-hatred.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's in no way, shape, or form is it a bad body. And it should also be noted that this happens like 20 minutes after we've seen Demi Moore under the lights and on like set of her aerobics show, looking fucking incredible. Like, we know she's outrageously beautiful. We've seen it firsthand. And then we see the way people treat her, and then we see the way that she looks at her body through this view. I know a lot of people, some people that haven't liked the movie, and also people who have liked the movie have commented on the fact that there's a lot of kind of like bodily close-ups in this movie, and people that don't like the movie are like, there's so many ass shots, what the fuck's going on with that?
Oh my
but
God.
like,
I can't stand a prude.
there's also ass shots of men in this movie, like that, one of which is definitely used for humor, which I think is incredible. But the one thing that really struck me the first time I saw it is this movie is playing with kind of that like Hardy's commercial visual language of the female body in some parts, especially when it's shooting Margaret Qualley initially, of like very slick, glossy, all of her forms are like just slightly dewy and wet, and the camera's moving around. There's a scene where she drinks a Diet Coke that literally looks like an ad for Diet Coke, where you're like, fuck off.
And then her version of the aerobics show is so sexualized that it's like hilarious. It's like not an exercise that a woman at home watching TV could even do.
But in that, we get, like, you know, close-ups on her butt and stuff like that. But we also get close-ups on, like, her crotch and her taint.
Yeah.
Which, like, no one would ever shoot in, like, a commercial setting to be eroticized.
Yeah.
No one shoots a woman's crotch, like, in a hamburger ad to be sexy or in a music video to be sexy. Like,
well, the whole movie is so exaggerated. So the production design takes elements of like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today, like just like, so it's kind of timeless. You don't really know when it's taking place, except that there are cell phones and stuff like that. And then to your point about sexualizing people, the New Year's celebration at the end is like a national TV New Year's celebration, but it has like topless dancers, like a Vegas show, which would never happen, but it's just all part of the exaggeration. I think the casting of Demi Moore is pretty inspired.
It's genius.
She's the best in this that she's been in decades, maybe ever, but also she's kind of a shorthand for understanding Elizabeth Sparkle because we've all grown up with Demi Moore. She's been a movie star my entire life.
Same,
She's beautiful. But she's been away for a while. We haven't seen Demi Moore in a while.
And there's been a lot of quote unquote controversy about Demi Moore having plastic surgery and about Demi Moore's age. Demi Moore has been like talked about as an older woman for the past 20 or 30 years because she dates because she had been in a relationship with a younger man.
With Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good
so like
and for him. Good for them both.
And I think it's outrageously brave on her part to do a role like this for any actress to take this role. It's a fucking scary role to take. I feel like a lot of agents would talk you away from this. But keep in mind, the last movie that Demi Moore did was Please Baby Please, a like low budget, like queer, very sexed up movie about gender and sexual identity, which is like outrageously out there. It has more in line with like Fassbinder's Carell or like James Badegood's movies than like Ghost. Like she's been making very adventurous moves of late, and this is definitely the biggest one. But I should also say that like the like meta casting of Margaret Qualley is also very smart too, because Margaret Qualley being a quote unquote Nepo baby and the child of Andie MacDowell.
I had no idea until this very moment that was so.
She's Andie MacDowell's daughter.
She's 1,000 times more talented than Andie MacDowell is.
Like, I think Andie MacDowell is very talented. I think she's incredible.
She's such a bad actor. I don't like her at all.
However, Margaret Qualley is a very talented actress.
Yeah.
But also, Demi Moore and Andie MacDowell got their like commercial break in St. Elmo's Fire together.
Yeah, that's true.
So the Margaret Qualley like has kind of known Demi Moore all her life, and we kind of culturally as an audience have all that baggage on Demi Moore, and we have similar baggage on Margaret Qualley of being a Nepo baby and being a child of that 80s brat pack. Like it's the perfect like placement.
And then there's the third in the trio, Dennis Quaid, who I've never loved more than I love in this movie. Like he's
incredible.
Having the time of his life playing the villain. He's disgusting. He's slimy. He's charming. The grossest thing in this movie to me is when he eats shrimp. At that restaurant. He's like dipping them in cheese sauce and it's like all over his hands and mouth and these intense close-ups. He's a delightful addition to this. And apparently that was supposed to be Ray Liotta. And then Ray
Liotta was cast.
And
they went into production. Yeah. And apparently Dennis Quaid took this role because he was friends with Ray Liotta as a favor to him.
It feels like it was written for Dennis Quaid. I mean, Ray Liotta was a fabulous actor and would have been great. But Dennis Quaid is really funny and good in this.
Dennis Quaid is very, very, very good in this. And it's so funny that this movie would come out like the same time that Dennis Quaid is doing his big Republican Reagan biopic.
Yeah. Talk about counter programming. But also they kind of go together in a weird way.
Yeah. I mean, it's a similar performance, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He gives a very like Richard E. Grant and Hudson Hawk kind of performance.
Yeah. Yes.
It's very over the top. It's very fun. His performance in this feels like it would be very not out of place in like Spice World.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's big. It is loud. It's a Martin Short kind of performance. And it's fun to see Dennis Quaid doing that. The way he walks and moves, like, steals. I love that his character's name is Harvey. That's very on the nose. There's it's every scene that he's in is both terrifying and hilarious in equal measure, and that's the correct tone for this movie.
It's a perfect. She's such a good director. I mean, it just boggles the mind. Like every single shot is so well considered.
Oh my god,
everything is so thoughtfully done, but it's also so outrageous and funny at the same time. And a lot of it plays like a comedy. I'm just like so impressed with her. I saw Revenge and really liked it, but it did not hit me the way that this. I mean, the huge leap for somebody who's already very talented.
The editing, the music, the performances, the makeup effects, the writing. I mean, it won the best screenplay at Cannes. Like,
it did.
Huge.
Oh, I wanted to say that. Like, yes, this premiered at Cannes this year, and I saw some shitty stuff about her winning best screenplay because people were like, "Well, there's not that much dialogue in the movie," and that's true. But like,
dialogue is not what a screenplay is.
Yeah. It's like you don't win the award for best screenplay because of the dialogue. There's a lot of writing, especially in horror.
Yeah.
Where it's just like really long set pieces with no dialogue at all because you want as little dialogue as you can get most of the time in horror because it's about tension and silence a lot of the time. So it's like, what a stupid comment.
Deeply, truly tells me that you know nothing about the process of screenwriting and have not written a horror film. Well, and also like the Cannes jury is made up of filmmakers. Like,
yeah, true.
We should also, I guess, take a second to say a little something about the release of this movie.
Universal?
Which is, fuck Universal Pictures, apparently.
So Universal was supposed to be the distributor to this, and at a certain point they got nervous.
Before the Cannes premiere.
Yeah, walked away from it, and at which point Mubi, our heroes of the day, Mubi bought it for like $12.5 million and distributed it. So good for you, Mubi, for
compared to the production. They sold it for less than the production budget.
Yeah.
Like Universal like dumped it. They wanted nothing to do with it. They didn't want their name on it. I was shocked to see the working title logo at the beginning because I'm like, does the working title have a deal with Universal? Isn't that? And then I found that out later and I was like, that's so cowardly. After I saw this movie, I walked out with my partner and she was saying that like a friend of ours is always saying that like studios don't make stuff like this anymore. A studio would never put out The Thing in 2024.
Yeah.
And granted, The Thing didn't do well at the box office in 1984, but or 1982, whatever.
82.
But like Universal was supposed to put out The Substance, who put out The Thing, and outright didn't. Like, and before that, like it had a huge storm at the Cannes premiere. Like that's where everyone kind of sat up and was like, "Oh, this is one of the most important movies of the year. This is fucking incredible." And like, I know there was a big push in 2018 for Toni Collette and Hereditary.
Yeah,
I think this is a better performance. And if there is one horror performance in contemporary cinema that deserves a fucking Oscar, I genuinely think it's Demi Moore. Even though her most Oscar-y performance in the movie is under a lot of latex in a way that could not be shown at the Academy.
No Oscars are coming for this movie. The Oscars are too cowardly. But this movie has been doing pretty well. I mean, it's performing to expectations, and granted, the expectations were somewhat limited because it's, not a huge blockbuster release, but it's doing fine in theaters.
It's apparently so in between its first weekend release and now it lost theaters because a new Joker movie came out, and
that's bombing.
It's bombing.
We're Joker haters. Sorry, we're rooting for its failure.
And we've gotten everything we wanted this year. Thank you. Because there's less theaters for The Substance to be in this week.
Yeah.
And yet it did better.
That's amazing.
Because unlike Joker, the word of mouth is incredible. And people are wanting to go back and see it again. People are telling their friends to go see it. People taking their friends to go see it. We took friends to go, as soon as you said you wanted to do it on the podcast, we took friends to go see it at the theater. And we didn't realize it was Thursday. It was the day that Joker Folie à Deux opened. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so the theater was crowded with people, and we were like, oh my fucking god, we're gonna get through this mob of Joker people to go see The Substance. And as we were going through people, we like passed someone, and we were like, that guy looks familiar. And then he walked into our theater a little bit later, and we were like, oh, that's Tim Robinson. Okay, Tim Robinson came out to see The Substance tonight and not Joker, and he sat like right in front of us, and we got to watch.
Do you think he liked it?
Oh, he loved it. I heard him say to his friend.
That's our first have they seen it.
Yeah, our first have they seen is Tim Robinson watched this movie in front of me, and he had a great time. I heard him cackling, like laughing through like the whole first half, and then as soon as we got into like the last half hour or hour of the movie, he was just shaking his head and covering his eyes and looking away. It was very, very, very fun. There's a lot of part of this movie that I don't like to watch. There's a scene in an elevator that I kind of haven't seen because I've watched it 2 times now and I look away every time.
I love everything about this movie. So the last act of this movie, we won't spoil it. I think it would be a fucked up one to spoil, but we can say that it is so over the top, so gory. So outrageous. I was like holding my stomach from laughter because it's just shocking. The only thing that comes close in my mind is like the end of Society from 1986, if anyone has seen that.
Society is one I thought about a lot. Dead Alive, the Peter Jackson movie.
Yeah,
I definitely thought about. It is. I'm blown away at how impactful of a like emotional and like societal theme and message this movie is working with, while also being as goopy and insane as something like Dead Alive and Society, which are like great movies, but they're kind of larks.
Yeah,
like
it's really hard to toe that line
because it's so easy to like lose one for the other.
And this is a movie that, like I said, every single shot is so considered. Everything is so thoughtful, but it's also so over the top. And it's like it never, just when you think it can't go any further, it goes further.
It does.
Like it's sort of like you can't jump the shark if you're constantly jumping the shark. Do you know what I mean? It's like all this movie does is push beyond where you think it can go from start to finish. The Last Image made me cry with laughter.
Yeah,
it was so funny to me.
When we first saw it, there's a point in the movie where a character makes a choice and something happens, and there's kind of like a 2001 kind of visual moment for like 30 seconds. And I was like, okay, the credits gonna roll here. I know how these movies work. A lot of contemporary horror movies like make all these choices and they have a lot to say, and then they wrap up and this is the line, and we've got anything we can imagine is worse than anything that would happen. I understand. Roll credits, 4 stars. And then it continued. And I was like, and it just kept going. And it just kept getting better. But to your point about the like final act, in the most absurd, craziest part of the final act, there's a point at which the audience loses their mind laughing because you can't believe what's going. There's like a fire hose. You can't believe what's going on. But then it keeps going.
Yeah.
It goes for longer than you can physically laugh at it. So you have to like reckon with it.
Yeah.
It's so smart. It's so good. I gobsmacked every time. I've been trying to trick my mom into seeing it.
Oh my God, my parents would hate this movie.
My mother knows nothing about it, but she likes Demi Moore. And, my mother is a woman in her 50s who's a yoga instructor who, is like a blonde woman, like a fitness person who, like, is always commenting on, like, celebrities getting bad plastic surgery and stuff like that. So I've, like, for the past week, I've been like, have you seen the new Demi Moore movie yet? It's out in theaters. You should go see the new Demi Moore movie. It's really funny. Like, it's got a lot to say. And
your mom might like it. She's like a cool Gen Xer.
She might like it. But she also might yell at me.
Yeah.
And I kind of want both responses.
It's sort of a dirty trick. Well, let's play our favorite game. Have they seen it? We know that Tim Robbins has seen this, but let's speculate wildly about other notable figures who've seen this movie. First of all, was Susan Sarandon there or no?
No, Susan Sarandon was not Tim Robbins, Tim Robinson. I think you should.
Oh, Tim Robinson. I think you should leave. I was imagining Tim Robinson. The whole time I was like, where is Susan Sarandon?
They're not together because of Bernie Sanders.
Right.
And Tim Robbins would have been a lot harder to miss because he's 7 foot tall.
Is he? I've never thought of him as a tall person.
He's crazy tall. Oh my God. Watch The Player again and look at his suits. My God.
So let's forget about Susan Sarandon then. We know that she hasn't seen this, and I don't think that she would like this.
I think Susan Sarandon would dig this movie.
You do?
I think Susan Sarandon would have a lot of fun with this movie.
Do you know, she was just like so weird about Rocky Horror Picture Show for the longest time that I was like, does this person have a sense of humor or no?
I from what I have seen of her sons social media accounts, she does have a sense of humor, and I think she would get a lot from the message of this movie. And I also think I don't know, I think she's also like a big proponent of the hunger.
True.
So I think, listen, Susan Sarandon, if you're out here, or more than likely if Susan Sarandon's son is listening to this podcast, get your mom to go see it. She would love it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Okay, so speaking of the Brat Pack generation and men like Dennis Quaid that have unfortunately gone a little bit more right of center of late, do you think that Rob Lowe has seen The Substance?
Oh, has he gone right wing?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that documentary Brat Pack yet, or Brats or whatever it is about. Mm-hmm. I hear it's very bad, but Andrew McCarthy made this documentary where he goes to everyone in the Brat Pack and he's trying to get them to be like, hey, wasn't it sad how the media did us dirty in the 80s? And apparently Demi Moore in that movie was like, grow up. That was 40 years ago. And apparently she's like the most rational. Yeah. She's like, I had the time of my life. I was rich and hot and young and famous.
I can't imagine Robert Downey Jr. sitting next to his Oscar is like, what a shame that someone called me a brat while I was doing heroin on the Sunset Strip.
Exactly. So all that's just to say that Rob Lowe is a part of that Brat Pack clique from the 80s too. And so for that reason, I would think maybe he would see it. I don't know if he would like it. I don't know. He seems like kind of square.
Yeah.
Like the coolest thing he's ever done is maybe Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Which is a show I love. I'm not making fun of Parks and Rec, but it's like, that's the coolest he's got.
Yeah. It's not an incredible I mean, I love that show and he's very good on it, but yeah.
I feel like he's probably
not made incredible moves.
I think he hasn't seen it, and I don't think he would like it.
I love the idea of a like all Brat Pack screening of like Ali Sheedy and Andrew McCarthy and oh god, what's his name? Ducky. John Cryer, all going to see The Substance together. And then and all walking out calling their agents.
Maybe that happens. You know, I know somebody who I guess I won't name, from the cast of Cheers, an 80s sitcom. And that whole cast had a monthly Zoom every week or every month for the entirety of the pandemic.
I can't believe you don't want people to know that you're friends with Kelsey Grammer. You can just tell people that you know Kelsey Grammer. Josh.
No, I know Rhea Perlman, of course. But the whole cast of Cheers would have these like monthly Zooms all throughout pandemic for like 2 years. So
that's
maybe
adorable.
The Brat Pack all saw this.
I mean, if you made the documentary, it sounds like at least a good portion of them are all in touch and have seen each other, at least of late. But the idea of them like booking a private screening all to go watch The Substance together, all to watch Demi's new movie is like adorable. I don't think it happened, but I would love it to happen.
I bet they're all annoyed at Andrew McCarthy.
I think it's like a family where like after someone dies and there's like an issue over like the estate. I think like half of the Brat Pack is like was very involved in the documentary and is like loved it, be in the spotlight again. Like Andrew's finally talking about what hasn't been talked about. And then on the other side of the coin, you have Demi Moore and a hand and like fucking I'm sure Jason Bateman and Robert Downey Jr. and being like, shut up.
Yeah.
That was so long ago. What's wrong with you? Like we're all like kind of friends, but like
apparently the whole thing is Andrew McCarthy being like, "Can you believe the media called us brats in 1984?" It's like, get over it. I can't say I haven't seen it, but like,
I really want him to make a sequel talking about how triggered he is that Charlie XCX is co-opting Brat.
That's our thing. Yeah.
That's and how much PTSD he went through.
Yeah. All right, so
I think Andrew McCarthy just like is butthurt that he hasn't had to work, but maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
good on him for making a documentary.
Last I heard from him before the documentary, he was directing short plays at the theater company that I belonged to in New York when I lived there. So, not great. So I'm thinking of two people, and they were young, beautiful fashionistas of a different era, and I haven't seen them in a while. And so I was wondering if Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen saw The Substance.
Oh my god. I don't think so. I don't think they've gotten around to it yet. I feel like come award screening the season, they'll get screeners for The Substance, and that's how they're gonna watch it. Which, my god, a Substance screener feels so in universe. It's kind of hilarious to watch it that way. I don't think they've seen it. I think Elizabeth Olsen may have seen it.
Elizabeth probably has seen it. She's cooler than the others. I forgot about her somehow. In context of this, I think Mary-Kate is more likely to have seen it because she's just like a little bit edgier than Ashley. But I think no. And I think Mary-Kate would like it and Ashley wouldn't like it.
I can't tell them apart. I watched a lot of those movies when I was like a child on road trips. I've seen a handful of Mary-Kate and Ashley movies when I was.
Well, they are identical twins. That's part of the appeal. But in real life, out of those movies, they do dress quite differently. Like Ashley's very preppy, Mary-Kate's more bohemian and sort of edgy.
They should do a remake of Dead Ringers with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. I'm pitching it now.
I wonder if they're good actors. I haven't seen them do anything as an adult. Some kid actors don't grow up to be very good.
And I think some kid actors also grow up and have no interest in the industry, which it kind of seems like they don't really have much interest in the industry.
They're so ungodly rich. Like,
yeah, they're fine.
Ashley married a French billionaire, so she's like very rich.
So she's fine.
Yeah.
And now Elizabeth has all of her Marvel money, so
exactly. Yeah.
That family is set.
They're set. Yeah.
I have two that aren't connected, but I need answers on them. The obvious person that this movie makes me think about a lot, speaking of like an 80s icon and like and like especially when you think about like a woman aging in modern society, like everyone always goes to this first. And like she's an icon and she's incredible and she's doing everything she can to stay relevant. And goddamn it, if The Substance was a thing, she would take it. Maybe she's Charlie XCX this entire time. Do you think Madonna has seen The Substance?
Yes. I think
she saw it at Cannes. I think she's seen it 7 times.
Did. I think she likes it a lot.
Oh, I think she loves it. I think she's trying to get Corley Farge to like direct a live concert film of hers now or something like that. Or if her biopic comes back, I think she's gonna like let Corley Farge direct it and not her or something. I think this is Madonna's best movie of the year or something like that.
I will defend Madonna till the day I die. And granted, she does some crazy stuff, but I just love her, and I love her.
Yeah, I think Madonna's great. The other person that I was thinking about is it's a little bit more transitory and fucked up, but I'll get there. Margaret Qualley. I might be like dumping a lot of information about her on you today. She's not only
I'm learning a lot.
Andie MacDowell's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's a talented actress in her own right. I'm sure you've seen her in many films. I know you have. I found out after seeing The Substance that she's been married for a year.
Oh.
To Jack Antonoff.
Ooh, I like that pairing.
I do too. From Bleachers, and who's also and from Fun, and who's the like wonderkind producer behind like Taylor Swift and St. Vincent.
So
and
many
Lorde,
of your favorite songs,
and
if you like pop music, which I don't.
Yeah, so many. Like, if there's like a female pop star for the past like 10 years that you like, he's probably done at least one, if not all, of her albums. He like is responsible for so much of the sound of the 2010s and the 2020s. It's crazy. Yeah. His ex, when he was in the band Fun, was a lot more famous than him at the time. He's now more famous than that person because she was on a big TV show that she starred in and created at the time. And that's Lena Dunham.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Lena Dunham has seen The Substance? And what do you think about her ex's new wife playing Sue, the like bodily ideal?
They were together for a good chunk of time, too.
They were together for a while, yeah.
Because I saw Bleachers in 2017 or 2018, and they were still together then because she was at that concert.
The Gone Now, the second Bleachers album, is entirely kind of about the like deterioration of their relationship. Right. They were still together when it came out. And she was like working on the Hillary campaign a lot of the time, and like Lorde was living with them at the time, and there's like a lot of internet conspiracy that like he and Lorde were like having an affair. Like, it's crazy.
I think because it's Margaret Qualley, she would stay away, which is a shame because actually she would really like it. I think.
Yeah, I think that might be why Lena Dunham stepped away from doing the Polly Pocket movie, because Margaret Qualley is the perfect casting for Polly Pocket, and she didn't want to work with her.
Yeah, but also that, I mean, like,
it's also a stupid thing to do.
Learning all the wrong lessons, like Barbie. Polly Pocket does not have the cachet that Barbie has. Yeah, it's also like, who else can we pair? Like Lena Dunham and Polly Pocket. Let's get Todd Haynes and Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Let's get.
Oh my God.
Mean? It's like, I think Barbie's the only one that it's going to work for, but prove me wrong, Mattel.
I mean, I wish that people would give Greta Gerwig big budgets to go make original movies, but instead she's going to make, checks notes, a Chronicles of Narnia movie now. Well, so
maybe they'll get that right this time. I do like. She tends to do a good job. I like her directing a lot. Actually.
She does do a good job. She's not made any bad movies. However, it's a bad source. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm never been a big fan of that, as much as I love fantasy.
It's very Christian in a way that it's kind of turned me off. It's kind of like Barry Jenkins making the live action Lion King prequel movie, where it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, at least, like, I'm sure maybe he needs the paycheck, but like, I know Greta doesn't.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Anyway, her and Noah Baumbach's kids are going to be set for a long time.
Yes, they are. Good for them.
They will have lots of Barbies to play with. They should put out an Elizabeth Sparkle Barbie that, like, you dunk her in water and then now she's Sue.
Yeah.
When she dries off, she's Elizabeth Sparkle again.
I'd pay $1,000 for that right now.
Mubi, talk to me. I got so many great marketing ideas. My brain is just full of them.
Well, that's it for this episode of Bloodhaus. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate it wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow us on X or Instagram at BloodhousePod. Drusilla, where can people find you?
You can find me and my artwork and stuff over at sisterhidedesign.com. There's a lot of fresh stuff up there. Are kids still saying fresh? Is it fresh to death? Yeah, why not?
Know.
Art for the new Amazon movie House of Spoils is out, which just came out this week, so you can see that on my site and then you can go watch it. And then you can find me on Letterboxd if you look for Sisterhide or Drusilla Adeline, and you can find me over there, and you can find all the Hammer movies I've been watching. through the holiday season. And you can follow me on Instagram, and I fucking changed it, so it's now just Sister Hyde. Like,
oh great,
I fixed it. I got it. It's not inverse anymore. It's just Sister Hyde. It's never been the other thing. Stop calling me that. What about you, Josh? How can people view you from the landscape of their living room looking out onto the Los Angeles Valley?
I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Joshua Conkel. And there are screenings of my film Spoon coming up this month. Spoons, rather. That's the movie I made. I titled it.
You named it, yeah.
I know. And it is screening at Sleepy Hollow Film Festival weekend of the 11th in New York, and then also in upstate New York, the Big Eddie Festival weekend of October 18th. It's called Spoons. Go see it. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah. And is there a billboard of you that says new show on it anywhere around Los Angeles?
Unfortunately not, but someday.
Put it directly in front of your ex's house, so God. They have to see.
I would love
you
that.
Looking hot that just says new show.
What are we watching next week?
Oh yeah, I remember now. Next week we are visiting. Next week we are visiting a different sort of ideal femininity hell. By way of Ira 11. And no, it's not Rosemary's Baby. We already did that. Go back through, look for that. That episode exists. We already did it. Shut up. We won't do it again. Maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. No, we're doing the other one. Come back, strap in, and get yourself pristine, happy, pop some pills, because we will be doing the Stepford Wives.
Super exciting. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Farewell.